Kink Live is brought to you by Intel. Please welcome to the Bing Lounge, Little Hurricane. Welcome back to Portland.
Thank you. We love Portland.
You guys killed it last night at the Wonder Ballroom.
Oh, thank you.
Good times?
Hot time.
It was hot. Record hot. It hasn't been this hot since like 1890 something, I think, in Portland.
Every city we go to, they say that. So I don't know what's
right.
going on.
Did you guys have AC where you stayed last night at least?
We did, yes.
Ah, the blessings of being big rock stars at this point. So playing as a duo, that's a pretty rare thing, and it's hard to pull off, and a lot of musicians would not want to do that because you are so exposed. Like, when you guys put this band together, was that the original plan? Was that the idea, or was there a idea of more band members originally?
Well, I think we had the possibility to add more people, but it just made sense because we were going for a really raw sound, and two people is pretty easy to make it sound raw. So.
And you do it well. It's gonna get nice and loud. CC, the list of female drummers, it's not a long list.
It is not. No.
What is your top 5? And was there like a female drummer that influenced you?
Oh, I'm terrible at the top 5 drummers. Sheila E. is amazing. Karen Carpenter was a great drummer. But I'm terrible. I'm not like a drum geek. I played in school, and I started many years later, about 3 years ago. So I was more influenced by bands. The Killers was one of the bands that I listened to a lot when I decided I wanted to be a musician. I saw them in a huge arena, and I remember thinking, well, he's doing the same thing that I could do. It's just with so many more people. So it kind of inspired me. Like, I wonder what it would feel like to be doing that same thing, but with all these people in front of you. So I don't know.
That's correct. That's the correct answer. So, but you played the drums at a young age, and then you stopped.
I did.
Was it that Killers show that inspired you? Because that's a lot of people would just kind of toss that idea away. I kind of played drums when I was young. I'm not really going to bother anymore.
Well, I did see some videos of Grand Old Party, which is now the girl from Dum Dum Girls. And she used to play drums and sing, and I YouTubed it and kind of really was inspired by that enough to pull out all my hardcover books. And I would play along to her YouTube videos on hardcover books with a pair of drumsticks I had kept my whole life. So from there, I got an electronic drum set. From the electronic drum set, I made a video. I posted that video on Craigslist and met Tone, and here we are today.
Yeah, and that's true. It was literally a Craigslist ad, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What were you doing before the Craigslist ad, Tone?
Well, I was in a band a while ago, and that band, a few of the members got married, and then the van with all the gear got stolen. Not with any of my gear, but so that band was doomed. And then I was working with other bands for a while in studios, and was more or less frustrated with the music that was happening, I guess. So I was like, well, I got to start doing my own thing. And all the drummers I knew were in bands already. So I was like, well, where else do I look? I guess Craigslist has like a drummers area. And so I was just cruising through, and then I saw a female drummer. I'm like, oh, that's different, and check it out. And she ended up living 3 blocks away. And I was like, well, this is easy and convenient. So, and luckily we sounded halfway decent, so we could get shows. And then we started playing more shows, and now we're stuck playing shows. We love it though.
3 blocks down? Well, that's funny. The video that you guys were making for Haunted Hearts, I heard there's a story tone where you almost got put in jail. Can you tell us about that?
Well, we were shooting in the desert, and so this director had some crazy ideas. He's like, well, what we're going to do is we're going to do some car chase scenes, and it's abandoned road, no one for miles. So we thought. And so we're doing these passing scenes. We're just parked in the middle of an intersection, and we had a dummy, a dead body in the back seat with a sheet over it. And he had a prop. It was like a tall boy of Steel Reserve or something in the car. And there was an unregistered firearm in the car somewhere. And so this park ranger comes down, because apparently we were in some state park. He pulls us over, and I'm like, oh, this is not looking good. And he looks in the convertible, and he's like, what's in the back seat? And I'm like, lift it up. It's a bloody body. And I'm like, it's a prop. And he looks at the beer, and he's like, oh, I'm screwed now. He's like, is that a beer? I'm like, well, yeah, it's a prop beer. And
Did he cuff you?
No, he's like, oh, okay. And he bought it, so. I didn't tell him about the firearm.
Be on your way, son.
Yeah.
That's great. That's kind of a funny story. Homewrecker is their album. Buy it, memorize it, love it, and please make a lot of noise for Little Hurricane in the Bing Lounge.
Thanks.